Good day, everyone. It is the next day after the last video I did, and I've been receiving a lot of comments on the history of the Harmon Air Force Base here in Stephenville. So I figured why not go out and dig a little deeper. Take a look around the Stephenville area and see what I can find. I know there's lots out there. I'm only going to scratch the surface today, check out a few spots, but should be interesting. Anyone familiar with Google Maps know that if you fill them in too closely, it goes blurry. So it's really hard to pick out what's actually there. So I figure the best bet is to just go and check it out in person, since it's local to the area. And then after that, I'm going to go across the Warm Brook, take the road of course, and check out the other side of the bank, because I believe yesterday I seen stuff over the bank sticking out of the bank. So I figure I might as well check that out too and just see what's over there. And might be something and might be nothing, but the only way to find out is to go and take a look. So any of you familiar with the Stephenville area, I'm sure you've heard lots of rumors over the years about what's around Stephenville and what was around Stephenville. My favorite story is the one about the tunnels under the ramp. I have been in tunnels under the ramp, but they did not lead anywhere. Not saying they don't go anywhere. And there's supposed to be, I've heard, this is just rumors, there was an underground hospital, recreation center, bunkers, all that kind of stuff underground. Now, I believe that could be true, but the fact that it would be under the ramp, someone told me recently it wouldn't make sense. Just because if the place was going to get bombed, the first thing they're going to bomb is the airport runway and that. So why would you build an underground facility if it's a good chance it's going to be bombed? So I'm thinking if there is an underground spot around here, it would be somewhere else besides under the ramp. Anybody have any insight on this? I'd love to hear it, because there's so many rumors, so many stories, you just don't know what to believe. But I'm sure someone out there does know answers for it. It's just getting harder and harder to find now, as that generation has mostly deceased now. So the stories is all we got to go by now, and a lot of them can be made up or, you know, half true, and you just don't know what to believe. But if anybody got something interesting about this area, just let me know, and I will definitely go check it out, as long as it's not on private property or not allowed to no trespassing, stuff like that. So let me know what you find. So here's something I didn't see yesterday. There's just a big cement block with a rebar handle on each side. And not sure what it was there for, but it did serve some purpose. So I did just take a little walk around the area here. It was too hard to videotape because so many alders and trees and branches. I didn't see anything, but there's a lot of massive, well, man-made hills around here. You could tell it was all man-made. I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but it's spots like this everywhere. Just ground all bulled up, some bigger than others. So you know there was construction here years ago. I mean, there's no doubt about that. So since I didn't find anything here really of interest, we'll head back over to the next spot. Okay, so I'm back to the spot I was at yesterday where I started up in this area. You can see that brick structure behind me. And just over there you can see the hospital, just for reference. So I'm going to go over where I seen this spot on Google Maps and see if there's actually anything there or if it's just something that looks like there's something there. So I just rooted around through the woods, and I guess Google Maps isn't updated as much as what it should be, because this was all excavated last summer. So what I seen was the metal pieces of that building over on the other side of the hill over there. It was just in a different spot. So that answers that question. I did see that building last summer, I believe it was. I went in and seen it. It was all collapsed to the ground. So that's all it was. Now it's time to head over to Warm Brook and see what we can see over there. So I just stopped here, and the building across the road from me, behind that is Warm Brook, where I was to yesterday. So today we're going to check out this side of the brook and see if there's anything over there. Already I'm seeing a bit of debris. Not sure if it's old or new yet, but I'm just going to work my way down to the pond anyway, or the brook. Old telephone pole. And that's a pretty old culvert there. Concrete, you know, it was old. Old metal barrel. Lots of metal barrels around. Looks like clutches and that out of a transmission, maybe. Even the ground feels weird when I'm walking on it, so guaranteed it's buried over with stuff. Part of an old concrete structure. Even up there is concrete sticking out of the bank. Well, it don't look like I can go any further this way. Not with it getting wet. It's an old steel culvert. There's stuff buried everywhere. Pretty interesting. So, see if we could walk up the other way. So I went on the other side of Alders, I didn't see anything. I came back up the hill and I came across this. Not quite sure what it is. Oh, it's an old roof vent. One of those whirlybirds. Must have come off of one of the buildings up here on the industrial park. They do look old. Not sure how old, but I'm gonna search around a little bit more. And if I don't see anything much here, I know there's another spot to check out. So I came over a little bit further. Just when you think you aren't going to find anything, you come across something like this. Part of the old pipeline in here, I guess? I'm not sure. But it runs all the ways down. Looks like it goes, oh, it goes over to that thing I seen yesterday. Not sure if you could see that, but that's where I was to yesterday, way over there. See if I can zoom in a bit better here. So, this pipe was connected to that. So might as well go down and take a look at it, I guess, from this angle. This is quite a steep hill too. There's been people in here more recently, because that's a newer water bottle. Now, let's see if I can get right over to the brook. That's the inside view. Not much to see. Wow, these alders are something else. I'm going to have to turn off the camera for a minute, see if I can get over there. I did make it over here. And this is the view from the other side of the brook. There is pieces of pipe in the water. Some of the framing for it. And up there, just on the other side of the trees, is the crematorium. This is definitely going to be a place to check out in kayak in the summertime. See what's around here. I was just on my way up the hill and I came across this right here. Looks like it's just a water drain off. It does head out towards Warm Brook. And right here it looks like it's a well-used trail. So there is all kinds of bits and pieces around here. Nothing overly interesting, but it's all part of the history of this area. I even seen some cables, which I'm guessing are copper, running alongside the ground because they're turning greenish color. So I'm gonna wander over that way a little further before we head back to the tracker just to see if there's anything else. Oh, this hill is steep. And beaver tried chewing through this tree. He got halfway through and he called it quits. But makes a good grab point. And behind me is a nice view down there. Still in good shape. And there's that wire I was talking about. I don't know if you can see it, but it's green. I'm guessing it might be copper. I'm not really sure. And this is about the end of the trail here. So that's about all I'm going to find in here. There's probably more around, but I mean, we spend countless hours looking around here and not get nowhere. So, it's time to go to the next spot. Almost up to the last spot we're going to check out today. I know for a fact there is vehicles in that there. There's, I'd say, about 20 sticking out of the ground, but I've been told there's about probably 1,000 or more vehicles buried underground there. And you know, it's all from the 50s and 40s and 60s, around that era. And we're going to go check it out and see what we can see. So I just got to the spot, and I don't know if you can see behind me, but the road has started to be cleared out in here. I don't know if they're getting ready to build something in here or what, but it made it a little bit easier for me to get in here anyway. I can never drive in this far before, but it's a big help. So I'm really close to the spot I'm wanting to get to here. It's just on this hill. And it's a rough spot to get down through, but to me it's worth it because of the cars and that are here. There's some pretty rare ones. I know there's a Buick Special, probably mid-50s, convertible, which was a pretty rare car. And it's on the top of the pile. That's how I was able to see it so easily. So I just started descending down the hill. It's very steep and frosty, so it's a little tricky, but already you can see some concrete pillars over there. And over there, might be hard to see on camera, but there's a bunch of vehicles sticking out of the bank there. So here's the first one. All recognizable to me. Now some fellas could look at the front bumper on that and tell me exactly what it is. And things look a little different since the last time I was here. Because right here there used to be the Buick Special, I thought. No, the Buick Special is over there. Here's another oldie from the 50s for sure. It's hard to believe the shape of some of the metal on these cars is still actually in really good shape. You won't get that out of a 5-year-old pickup now. Here's a side view of that car. Now this is the one I liked right here. This was a Buick Special. And the reason I know it's a Buick Special because I got the portholes in the fender. I don't know if you can see that or not. Really cool car back in the day. I'm not a fan of convertibles, but I could imagine this in just a 2-door hardtop would have been quite great. And I love the grille that was in it. Awesome looking grille. And this one here I'm standing next to was a 2-door car. That made it a bit more rare. This Buick Special was green in color. There's the original color right there. And over here, I did have this area in one of my older videos, but it was in summertime, so you couldn't see near as much. But I found this interesting. It looked like a tank off of an old fuel truck or something. But as far as I remember, someone commented in my old video and told me it was used to haul some kind of aircraft engine. I'm not sure if I said that right or not, but if the same person is watching it again, please comment again. Give me some insight on it again. It would be greatly appreciated. But it is pretty big. I thought it was in better shape than that, but she's starting to rust through, so would have been a nice piece to keep, but she's too far gone now. I wouldn't think, because it's only about 70 or 80 years old. I think that's still be in perfect shape. And just for a quick look, there's a couple of old metal barrels down there. Old metal shelving unit. And there's just stuff scattered everywhere here. And I'll get over to that there stuff in a minute. Just trying to get as much visual on everything, one thing at a time here. Now, there is a hole in the top. I wonder if I can see down through that. So it turns out this big tanker thing, whatever it is, I think it's only half of it there, because I shine my flashlight down through and it just shows all the rocks on the bottom. And I'll give you a little more close-up. It looks like it was bolted together to another piece at one time, but I'm not sure on that. That's way past my generation, so I really don't know. But I'll give you another close-up. Right down there. It's like a bracket lip all along with bolt holes the whole ways along, so I'm thinking there was a second piece to that at one time. Oh, this here looks like something a little different. Looks like a small car. Probably some type of import. Maybe a Nash or something British, I'm not sure. Could be a Vauxhall too. That seemed to be a pretty common car back in the day. No badges or nothing on it. And again, the metal is still in pretty decent shape. Unreal. Too bad we couldn't get metal like this anymore. But it's a disposable society we live in now. No more of the good stuff. Looks like the car was a 4-door. If I'm not mistaken, that's a Willys Jeep brim. It kind of looks like it to me. And I've yet to find a complete Willys Jeep around here, but from all the talks, that was the most common vehicle around here back in the 1950s. There was a lot of them apparently. It's just none to be found anymore. There's an old speedometer in there. From this car that's upside down. It didn't roll over 100,000 yet. So here's the front of the one I just put the speedometer on. But I cannot recognize what that is at all. Here's another one. White in color. I mean, there's vehicles all over the place. I'm stepping on vehicles here. And you just can't see what they are because they're down too deep. Oh, sway bar is broke. She won't pass inspection like that. Oh, the engine's still in it. I'm guessing straight 6 maybe. See the cam in it there. This looks like it was a fancy car back in the day. I'm guessing maybe a Lincoln or something. I'm sure someone will know by looking at that piece of trim right there. This is the front of the car upside down. And I just noticed my battery's getting low. But I'll keep recording as much as I can. Man, oh man, this is hard to get through. Pretty interesting looking set of taillights. Vehicles on top of vehicles on top of vehicles. Old Coca-Cola bottle, just the top of it there. Another one with just the top right there. Okay, I'm going to shut this off for a minute and try to get up a bit further, save my battery. So I just took a good look around before I started taping again, and there's not much else to see. Alright, I see a long door right there. Jeez. So I guess I'm going to head it back up the hill. Wow, that was a pretty big car too. And a two-door. Steering wheel and everything's still in there. Lots of chrome. Chrome won't get you home. Okay, that's the last car right there. Okay, I'm going to try to hike it the rest of the way up this hill now. It's pretty crazy. So I'm gonna have to shut the camera off, and I think just over here a little ways I seen something else. So I'm going to go and check that out. So I've been wandering around the power lines a bit more here, and been wandering around for the past half hour and didn't see nothing. Then out of the corner of my eye I spotted something big, square and metal, so that caught my attention. Let's go see what it is. I can honestly say I've only ever seen something like this in pictures before. Never actually seen one in person. But what this is a military mobile workstation. This was almost like a cube van, I guess you could say, from the 1940s, 50s. And it was mounted onto a big truck chassis, of course. with a regular cab pickup on the front. And there's definitely not much left to it, but I'm glad I found it, because, you know, it's deteriorating fast, and once it's gone, it's gone. There's no more pictures or videos of it anywhere. You can see the green on there, so it was military. Now, I know they used to have windows in the back of them, but this one had some kind of metal bolted on or screwed on. So I'm wondering if it was turned into something else at a later date, maybe like a paddy wagon or something. I really don't know. But yeah, flathead screws and nails. Why, this one's in really hard shape, but you can still pick out what it is anyway, or what it once was. Too bad the front of the truck wasn't here. She had the big draw bolts on her, the swivel part right there for the top and bottom of the doors. It was definitely well built back in the day. Yeah, I almost tripped up. And here's the other side. She sunk right into the ground, and let me tell you, she don't have many more years left here before she's just collapsed altogether. It was quite the hike to get to it, but we made it. What I'm going to do is look up a picture of it on Google after, and I'll add it into the end of this on the video, so you know what it looked like when it was new. A little thing there, not sure what that says. It looks like some kind of electrical. I don't know. Electrical box right there. Yeah. She was painted multiple times over the years. Green and yellow and then blue. By the looks of it, blue is the last color. So it was definitely repurposed at a later date in its life. Okay, well, I guess I'm gonna head back there now. Can't believe the camera lasted this long with the one battery, but it did pretty good. Well, I gotta say, that was quite the hike today. I mean, it's all bad enough walking through alders and everything, up and down hills, but and then you get those little raspberry bushes or whatever it is that got the spikes all in them and hooks to everything. That just makes it a lot more interesting. A little ways from the tracker, but I can see it way off in the distance now, so gonna be glad to get back aboard that. Not sure what the next video will be about, but I got more of these coming by next summer about the Harmon Air Force and what it was like back in the day. Anybody got any other info on the Harmon Air Force? I really appreciate it if you share it with me in the comments. It'll all help to me exploring it more, see what's around here. But on another note, I gotta say I'm pretty impressed with this new DJI Osmo Action 4 camera. It's way better than the ones I was using. I was using the Picasso Brave 4s. They weren't bad, but the image stability wasn't very good, and the sound quality was terrible. So this is definitely a step up. So if anybody's looking for a decent camera but don't want to go crazy on the price, I mean, I was going to get another GoPro, but I just find them overpriced myself. way overpriced. And the DJI one is not a lot cheaper, but a little bit cheaper. And I'm really impressed with it. So I'll be using this one from now on. I'll probably get a second one just for different angles and that. And I'm back to the tracker. There it is right there. Never been so happy to see that. But anyways, take care everyone. If you're not subscribed already, please subscribe. It really helps the channel. And I'll catch you on the next one.